Hello, all the CA Foundation and Inter students. There is an amendment that has come to the small company definition as defined under Section 2, Clause 85 of the Companies Act. And there are a lot of confusion that is circulating in the students' mind in both CA Foundation and Inter. Everyone is feeling amendment came to small company. Amendment did not come, amendment came. Because this is one of the Bacha amendment that has come to Companies Act. There are a lot of amendments that have come before, which screwed the minds of practitioners, professionals, and students as well. When compared to that, this is 1% amendment. So first point number one. So don't unnecessarily create panic around this particular definition amendment. The Bacha amendment that has come. 1 minute amendment. Okay. For this, you can read and understand. But since students are also messaging, sir, amendment has come, I saw somewhere, unnecessary overaction. Okay. There is no requirement of that much of confusion around this definition. I will tell you from the past history what has happened to the definition of small company under Companies Act. What is the motive? Okay. Listen till the end to clear all your confusions along with the confusion on whether this is applicable for the next coming Jan exams or not. That also I am going to cover at the end of this particular video. So listen completely. Point number one. So what is this small company definition? See there. Small company definition before we see, MCA has recently released a notification. Okay. You can see here 1st of December 2025. Okay. A notification was released by the Honorable MCA. What they said that first point number one, people are telling that there is an amendment to small company definition section 2 class 85. Okay, they are not reading law properly. Point number one, amendment is not to the section, amendment is to the rule. Point number one, section is not amended, rule is amended. I said so many times in the class, rules contain procedures, formats, and amounts, numericals. Okay, a numericals la change happened now. Okay, so amendment is not to the section, amendment is to the rule attached to the section 2 clause 85. So first point number one, have clarity on what you are listening. Okay, so number one, amendment is not to section, amendment is to the rule. Okay, point number one, clarity. So rules got amended. So in this, what they said that for the purposes of subclass 1 and subclass 2 of section 2 class 85, class 85 of section number 2. So section 2, class 85, subclass 1 and subclass 2. See here, subclass 1 and subclass 2. Okay. The paid up share capital and turnover of the small company shall not exceed rupees 10 crore and rupees 100 crores respectively. This is the amendment. And the amendment. Okay. Amendment. Okay. Unnecessarily don't create panic around the definition. It's the smallest amendment that has come. But I will tell you how questions can come in the next coming exams to make your life miserable. Okay. You know only what is the amendment. I know how questions can be asked around this amendment. So listen till the end. First point number one. Let us understand the past history of small company definition. Okay. You are seeing Companies Act now. I am seeing Companies Act from its birth. 2012 I qualified, 13 la Companies Act came. So from 2013 onwards I am seeing these amendments. What are happening in Companies Act? See here. I will give you an example to understand what happened before and what happened after. See. Limits. Prior to the amendment, paid up share capital should be not more than 4 crores. Turnover should be not more than 40 crore. In middle, the word is and, not or. It is and. So both should be satisfied. Paid up share capital should be 4 crore, not exceeding 4 crore. Turnover not exceeding 40 crore. Okay, this is prior amendment. From December 1st onwards, what they have done, with effect from 1st December 2025, with effect from 1st December 2025, the word used is with effect from 1st December 2025, which means if your company is satisfied the conditions of these two on 1st December 2025, you will qualify to become a small company. You qualify to become what company? Small company. Okay. Now let us understand the amendment purview. See here, what they said is paid up share capital limit is increased from 4 crore to 10 crore, which means previously paid up share capital should be 4 crore, not exceeding 4 crore. If the paid up share capital increases 4 crore, immediately you will lose the status of small company. But today, till you reach that 10 crore limit, you will still retain the status of small company. Sir, what I will get if I retain the status of small company? This question is not for foundation. This question is for inter. I will discuss. Do you know what I am doing in this video? I am going to do how foundation students are getting affected by this amendment, inter students and as well as professionals. Okay, you know about me. If I touch a section, I will connect all the dots and I will explain. So wait, listen to the entire video, get full clarity. After that, you need not watch anything, you need not listen anything. Blindly you go as per the document that I am showing now. Point number 1. So paid up share capital should not exceed 4 crore and 40 crore previously. Now that happens to be 10 crore, not exceeding 10 crore and not exceeding 100 crore. Clarity came. Now second question. Sir, because of this, what is the impact? First of all, everyone understand. Paid up share capital, this limit has to be seen. Okay, has to be seen as on any date. As on any date. Sir, I didn't understand what do you mean by as on any date. As on any date means, for example, my company paid up share capital is, previously I am talking about, previously. My company paid up share capital is 3.7 crore. My company went for private placement. Okay, private place. And into to the existing members, it issued shares. It increased to 4.1 crore when 10th October 2025. Example. That's it. From 10th October 2025, you will lose the status of small company. You will lose the status of small company. When this will happen? This will happen if it is paid up share capital. You should understand one important point with common sense. Okay, with what? Common sense. See, paid up share capital is a continuing balance. Turnover is a every year amount. Okay, the points which I am going to cover today are minute and you may not listen anywhere. So please listen carefully to my point. Paid up share capital is a continuing balance in the balance sheet. Turnover is a every year amount. Turnover changes from year to year. Paid up capital generally do not change from year to year unless you go for offer of shares, unless you go for reduction or buyback of shares, which will happen not generally. Therefore, paid up capital, if you see in the definition, they will not use the word immediately preceding financial year. They will not use that word. See here. Just a minute. Yeah, see here. Definition, if you see, turnover as per profit and loss account for immediately preceding financial year. Paid up capital for the immediately preceding financial year, like that they did not use. Why? So that doubt you should get. 4 crore, 40 crore, 100 crore, 10 crore. This is important. This everyone will know. If you see the number, you will know. I got the amendment. 4 crore, 40 crore amendment. 4 became 10. I got the amendment. 4 becoming 10 is not important here. 10 becoming 100 is not important here, or 40 becoming 100 is not important. What is important here? Understand when the threshold has to be understood. See here. Paid up share capital is a continuing balance. Paid up share capital is a continuing balance. But turnovers are not continuing balance. They will close that year. Next year it will restart again. Turnover of last year 1000 crore. Next year again start from zero. Paid up capital last year 100 crore. Next year it will start from zero. It will continue. Paid up capital is a continuing balance. Okay. Next. So paid up share capital is non-fluctuating balance. Turnover is a fluctuating amount. Therefore, it fluctuates from one year to another year. That's why you need to consider which turnover, Therefore, immediately preceding financial year. Okay. Profit and loss account of immediately preceding financial year. The profit and loss account will be prepared. A profit and loss account immediately preceding financial year. Turnover should not exceed 40 crore previously. Now it was increased to 100 crore. It is increased to 100 crore. Next after that, paid up share capital. Paid up share capital as on any date. It is not preceding financial year. As on any date. As on any date, if it does not exceed, that's it. Till then, you can claim the status of small company. Like that, you should understand. Till your paid up share capital do not cross the limit of that previous limits, if you have to say 4 crore, that's it. You can then, till then, you can claim the status of small company. The moment it crosses that, immediately you will lose the status of a small company. This is a date-to-date balance. This is a preceding financial year profit and loss account. That's point number 1 that everyone has to understand. Yeah. Hopefully everyone has clarity. This problem, whatever I said now, this discussion is relevant for both the foundation as well as for the inter students. Okay, foundation as well as inter students, this is relevant. Next point also is relevant for both foundation as well as inter students. What is that? See here. This is the Bare Act definition for section 2 class 85. Originally in the act, parliament, this bare provision was kept. Paid up share capital of which does not exceed 50 lakh or such higher amount as may be prescribed, which shall not be more than 10 crore. Turnover, all these things has been given. Okay, does not exceed 2 crore or such higher amount as may be prescribed, which shall not be more than 100 crore. It shall not be more than 100 crore. Sir, this is when this was made. This was made long back. 2022 this came. Sir, in this section already 10 crore, 100 crore is there, na sir. Then what amendment was made now? That's what the second question you need to understand. See here, I will explain with a diagram. See, lawmaker has given MCA the following powers under section 2 class 85 read with section 469. 469 section, 458 section, these are the two sections which gives MCA power to make the rules. Power to make the rules. See, MCA is a governing body for Companies Act. Okay, what it make? It make rules. Who gave that power? Legislature, Parliament. Through which section in Companies Act? 416 section. Not there in enter, not there in foundation. Therefore, I am not going unnecessarily into 469. So 469 is a section which gives power to MCA to draft the rules for the Companies Act. Okay, say 2 class 85 is a section with respect to small company, stretching of monetary limits. Stretching of monetary limits. Let's go to the history. Okay, 12/9/2013, small company first came into existence in India. I told na, you see Companies Act today. I saw Companies Act from 2013. What happened? So see here what has happened. Dates also I am giving. See here properly. First point number 1. When the lawmaker drafted Companies Act, listen. When lawmaker drafted Companies Act and when Parliament approved that Companies Act, in section 2 class 82, they gave limits to the MCA. What lawmaker has given? Dear MCA, we will start with as low as 50 lakh for paid up capital limit, 2 crore for turnover limit. Days will pass by. India will progress. Money value will be coming down due to inflation. According to the need, whenever required, increase these limits. Means what? Today 50 lakh is a bigger amount. 2013 la. Okay, 2013 la, 50 lakh is a bigger amount. 2025, 12 years after also, how come you will think that 50 lakhs will have the same value? Therefore, according to the changing needs, okay, bring more companies into small company ambit such that more startups will be created in India. Small company do not conduct 4 board meetings. 2 is enough. Small company need not file annual returns. Abridged annual return is enough. Like that, there are so many benefits if you are a small company. Okay. Obviously, small company is a private limited company. So when you are a private limited company, what is the greatest benefit? Least legal compliances. ROC torture will be very less. MCA torture also will be very less. When regulations are very low, more people will interested to come inside. Therefore, what government said? We want to promote companies. On the other hand, we wanted to regulate them also. Therefore, what lawmaker said through small company, dear MCA, when we are writing this law in 2011, that year when they started writing Companies Act, 50 lakh is a bigger amount. Therefore, we are initially writing 50 lakh in the section number 2 class 85. I am giving power to you to increase this amount of 50 lakhs to as high as 10 crore depending on the requirements. Okay, like that what government has done, 50 lakh was made as 2 crore in the year 2018, 9th February 2018, it made amendment like this only. Monetary limits are increased, 50 lakhs was made as 2 crore. Again, they rescheduled these amounts in on 15/9/2022, increased it to 4 crore. Okay. Now they increased it to 10 crore. And this is a new amendment. Those who qualified recently, 1 year back, 1.5 year back, CS are there. Na? For them, this can be a new amendment. For me, how come this will look like a new amendment? It's an old case. Like this, I have seen 2 times before also. So, 50 lakh became 2 crore, 2 crore became 4 crore, 4 crore became 10 crore now. So, 10 crore is not the new limit. Already like this 2 times amendments are made to the law. So, 50 lakhs became 2, 2 became 4, now this 4 became 10. Okay, who made these changes? MCA. Who gave the power? Legislature. Legislature through which section? 2 class 85 read with section 469. Gave power to MCA. MCA, we are initially starting with 50 lakh. We are stretching the limit till 10 crore. Whenever required, you increase, but your range also is only 10 crore. Do you know what does it mean? Now in 2028 year, say example, MCA wanted to increase this to 10 to 15. It cannot do. First section 2 class 85 should undergo amendment. Okay. What will happen to section 2 class 85? See, 2 class 85 they clearly gave paid up share capital of which does not exceed 50 lakh. This initial or such higher amount as may be prescribed. Higher amount as may be prescribed, which shall not be more than 10 crore rupee. Means that higher amount even for MCA cannot go beyond 10 crore. Now MCA has opened that 10 crore limit also. Means now MCA in 2028 wanted to increase this amendment. It cannot. First 2 class 85 should undergo amendment. They should increase these limits. Then they can undergo the amendment. MCA can later make it. Okay. Likewise, they initially started with turnover of 2 crore to be a small company. Years passed by. 5 years after, they increased it to 20. After 4 years, they increased it to 40. After 3 years, they increased it to 100 crore. Now, the maximum limit is also exhausted for MCA. Now, MCA also cannot make a rule amending this amount. Beyond this, section 2 clause 85 should undergo the amendment. So, MCA utilized its powers conferred under section 2 469 and it can't go beyond the limits until there is a legislative amendment. Now, impact of amendment. Foundation students. What is relevant for me? Change limits and discussion you have to listen. For interest students, listen carefully. Now, how they can frame questions, I will tell you to make your life more miserable in law paper. Okay? Listen. They will frame a question. If Koushik Mukhesh has to prepare a question, now how we will prepare a question, I will tell you. They will give you a public limited company, X Limited. That X Limited wanted to, it has a paid up share capital of 7 crore. Okay, 7 crore. And the turnover of, last year turnover of 80 crore. Previously, they are not under small company definition. Anyway, public company is not a small company. But even if they are private, 4 crore and 40 crore is the limit. 7 crore, 70 crore is our paid up capital and turnover in my example. Now, this company wanted to avail the benefit of small company such that it can escape all the legal compliances. What to do? He will ask in question exam. How to write? First, you have to touch section number 14, alteration of articles. Section number 18, conversion of one class of company to another class. Then, public company to private company conversion, the number of members limit should not be exceeded. After that, you should write that now being a private company, it should not be a holding company, subsidiary company, Section 8 company, or special company incorporated under special act. It should not be anything. then it can avail the status of a small company. Like this, they can frame a question to test your ability to touch all the sections relating to the small companies. Everybody, I think you are understanding this. I'm putting this video on YouTube now. Please comment below, did you understand all the concepts or not? By the way, before concluding this, inter students, cash flow statement not required for a small company. Annual return MGT 7 not required. 7 year abridged annual return is enough. Auditor's rotation is also exempted. Okay. Next, for professionals, there are so many problems we are facing today. 31st December due date. By that time, can we apply this concept or not? Even I also have a doubt. Let us wait for MCA clarification, or else Koushik will come with his clarification. I will tell you what can be the proper interpretation for this. Okay. So, and moreover, last and final question. Sir, is this applicable for Jan exam? No, this will be applicable from the May examination onwards. Okay. Because ICA did not apply amendments. 1 month prior amendments, they don't apply. Minimum 4-5 months gap they will take. This amendment will apply for your May examinations, not for January exams. Okay. Thank you very much. Put your comments below.